The diplomatic lounge of Nexus Station buzzed with the usual cacophony of interspecies chatter. Ambassador Marcus Chen sat quietly at the corner table, nursing his synthetic coffee while various alien dignitaries towered around him. At barely 5 feet 6 inches, the human was dwarfed by nearly every other species present. "Look at the little Terran," chittered Ambassador Vex-High, her mantis-like form clicking with amusement. How did such a diminutive species ever make it off their homeworld? The Corvathian delegate, standing nearly 9 feet tall with rippling muscle beneath his scaled hide, rumbled his agreement. Their military records are laughable. No natural weapons, no armor plating, pathetically weak bite force. They compensate with tools because evolution deemed them unworthy of survival. Marcus continued sipping his coffee, accustomed to such commentary. 3 years as Earth's representative to the Galactic Council had taught him patience. The other species saw humans as curiosities, intelligent enough to be useful but physically insignificant. "I heard," added the crystalline Zephyrian ambassador, her voice chiming like broken glass, "that they actually cry when distressed. Water leaks from their optical sensors. How evolutionarily wasteful." The laughter that followed was cut short by a deep resonant growl that seemed to vibrate through the station's superstructure itself. The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees as conversations died mid-sentence. Thud, thud, thud. Heavy footsteps approached, each one shaking the deck plates. The massive doors to the diplomatic lounge, designed to accommodate the largest species in the galaxy, barely contained the figure that emerged. Kargoth the Destroyer, supreme apex of the Vethkari hunting clan, stood 12 feet tall and weighed nearly a ton. His obsidian carapace was scarred from 1,000 battles, each mark a trophy of conquest. Forearms ended in claws that could shred titanium, while rows of crystalline teeth jutted from a maw capable of crushing starship hulls. Even other apex predator species gave the Vethkari a wide berth. The room fell into absolute silence. Several ambassadors instinctively backed away, their fight-or-flight responses screaming flight at maximum volume. Kargoth's 4 yellow eyes swept the room before settling on Marcus, who remained seated, still holding his coffee cup. The human looked up and nodded politely. "Kargoth, good to see you made it safely from the outer rim." The massive predator's mandibles clicked in what those familiar with Vethkari body language recognized as pleasure. To everyone else's shock, the nightmare creature actually bowed, a gesture of profound respect in Vethkari culture. "Brother Marcus," Kargoth's voice was like grinding stone spoken through a translator that struggled with his language. "It has been too long since we hunted together." The word brother sent ripples of confusion through the assembled diplomats. The Vethkari had no concept of adoption or honorary kinship with other species. When they said brother, they meant it literally. Family, blood-bonded pack. Marcus stood looking absurdly small next to the Titan. "How's the arm healing?" Kargoth flexed his upper right arm, where fresh scarring was visible even through his natural armor. "The Zerian plague beast fought well before it died. Your combat medicine saved this limb, saved my life." "Just returning the favor," Marcus said with a slight smile. Ambassador Vex-High found her voice first, her translator crackling with nervous energy. I don't understand. How do you two know each other?" Kargoth's attention shifted to her, and she immediately regretted speaking. When an apex predator that had personally depopulated 3 star systems looked at you, survival instincts tended to override diplomatic training. "This one," Kargoth gestured to Marcus with surprising gentleness, "saved my hunting pack from the plague beasts of Zerion Prime. Alone." The Corvathian delegate laughed nervously. "Surely you jest, Supreme Apex. Humans are persistence hunters." Kargoth's words cut through the laughter like a blade. "Do you know this term?" The room remained silent. On their death world called Earth, prey animals are faster, stronger, better armed than humans. But humans do not give up. They track wounded prey across impossible distances. They run until their prey's hearts explode from exhaustion. They are patient as the grave and inevitable as entropy itself. Kargoth moved closer to Marcus, his massive form somehow protective rather than threatening. "The plague beast had scattered my pack across Zerion's wasteland. Wounded, poisoned, dying. I called for extraction, but the storm barrier prevented ship access. We had perhaps 2 rotations before the toxins killed us." His 4 eyes now fixed on the assembled ambassadors, who hung on every word. Brother Marcus dropped alone into that hell. No backup, no extraction plan. For 6 rotations, he tracked each member of my pack through territories that would kill most species in minutes. He fought plague beasts with primitive kinetic weapons and medical supplies. He performed field surgery with hand tools while under assault by creatures that devour starship hulls. The massive alien's voice grew quieter, more reverent. When he found me, I was delirious with fever, barely conscious. I tried to kill him. My mind was gone to the poison. He could have left me. Should have. Instead, he sat with me for 2 full rotations, keeping me alive, fighting off scavengers with nothing but a chemical projectile launcher and determination. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. You would have done the same for me. Yes, Kargoth agreed. Because we are kin. Because I have seen what you truly are. He turned back to the room, his presence now commanding rather than merely terrifying. You see small stature and soft skin. You see tears and assume weakness. But tears are not fear, they are empathy. The capacity to suffer for others' pain. To choose sacrifice over survival. The Vethkari's mandibles clicked in a pattern that seasoned diplomats recognized as profound respect. Humans are not apex predators because of fang or claw. They are apex predators because they never stop, because they choose compassion over self-preservation, because they will walk into hell itself for those they call friend. Kargoth placed one massive hand on Marcus's shoulder, the gesture somehow both alien and deeply familiar. You mock them because you measure strength in kilograms and bite force. But tell me, when the universe goes dark and cold, when the stars themselves begin to die, which species will still be there? The strong who conquered their worlds through dominance, or the persistent, who conquered their world through stubborn refusal to quit? The diplomatic lounge remained silent for several heartbeats. Finally, Ambassador Vexhai cleared her throat. I believe I owe the Terran delegation an apology. Marcus waved dismissively. No need, but if you're ever in a tight spot, remember, humans don't leave friends behind ever. As conversation slowly resumed, Kargoth and Marcus settled at the corner table, an apex predator and a persistence hunter sharing coffee and war stories. Around them, the galaxy's diplomats began to see humans in a very different light. After all, any species that could earn the brotherhood of the universe's most feared predator was not to be underestimated.